let's suppose this is the way the Builders, Owners, and Managers Association, who is the group charged with protecting the international standard of this, what I'm about to tell you, plots it. If you had a building that was 100 by 100, or at least a floor like this one, let's suppose it was 100 by 100, you got how many square feet again? Well, what you got is 10,000, and they call it gross. Gross floor area or gross building area, one or the other. Normally we talk about gross building area, but if it's a single floor, it's a gross floor area. 10,000 square feet, but it's gross. Over the years, landlords and tenants have come to this tacit understanding that the tenant doesn't have to pay for certain things. In a multi-story building, a tenant doesn't have to pay for the voids that you create just to make it a multi-tenant building. What would a void like that be? Stairwell. So if you have a stairwell here that's 10 feet wide and 20 feet long, how many square feet is that? 200 square feet. You probably put one on the other end of the building. It's 100 feet, right? You got a couple stairwells there. And altogether, those two stairwells were 200 feet, right? And if this was a single tenant floor, well, let me start again. If this was on the 4th floor, would people walk up to it? They would have elevators. So would they have just one elevator? They might have 6, but let's say they have 2. How big is an elevator? Not these elevators. 8 by 8, typically 84 square feet apiece. Okay? Are there any other vertical penetrations? See, that sounds like a sexual term, doesn't it? Are there any other vertical penetrations? Ventilation shafts. Maybe now a big office building, instead of piping the air in by the floor, they might have a big shaft and the big air handler on the roof or something, and they force air down through the building. In a building like this building is a water-cooled building. We circulate cold water throughout the building, and it goes into coils in the air handler in each floor. One air handler handles a floor. But there are buildings with air shafts that force the cooled air through the. And if you had an air shaft that was 2 feet by 2 feet, how many square feet is that? 4. You have another 4 square feet. Any other kinds of vertical penetrations you can think of? Typically, plumbing and electrical these days aren't counted that way. But if you had a shaft, we do in this building have a shaft where we put all the plumbing and electrical. Or actually, all the plumbing. I don't think we put the electrical through that shaft. We put the electrical down in a tier through each electrical room. That electrical room over there, so that so that it just goes through the floor in each electrical room. What do they call the pipes? I do it. I'm old. I start forgetting. Yes, yeah. They'll put, but you know something? They count those spaces because they put them in the electrical and or the telephone closets. And so the telephone closet gets counted as a tenant space because it's for the use of the tenant. But any space that's specifically used up because you built one floor on top of another is a vertical penetration that isn't counted when you start collecting this guy's rent. So in this one, let's just imagine we have finished it up. We got 200 feet here, 200 feet here, 84 feet here, 84 feet here. That's 568 plus 4 square feet. No, give me the vertical penetration. 472 square feet? 572 square feet. 572 square feet? Somebody been following that? Is that what it is? Well, let's see. 200 and 200 is 400, and 168 is 568, and 4 feet is 572, right? Okay, there's 572 square feet of vertical penetration space. And according to custom and to the BOMA cherished measuring system, you subtract the vertical penetrations from the gross floor area. And by the way, the gross floor area is also a particular measurement. They measure in this building from the inside glass to the inside glass, from the inside glass to the inside glass, and multiply. In a building where there was, you had a wall halfway up or 2/3 of the way up, they would measure to the most prominent surface, or they call that something else. They measure to the surface that's the majority surface. They don't measure. This building's a glass building, so they measure from the inside glass to the inside glass. If there were a knee wall here, and you still had more glass than wall, you'd measure the inside glass. If you had more wall than glass, you'd measure the